Hello and welcome everybody, I am Martina and we are at Montfort University in Leicester. Today we will be leading a campus tour of our DMU campus. Stay tuned.
And I'm Amber, and over the past few years DMU has invested millions into this campus, so follow us around to see the amazing transformation.
Starting off from the Montfort Student Union, this place has become an amazing place for all of the students, having shops, food and a lot of places to relax.
DMU is home to some fantastic places to eat and drink. The Food Village, Riverside Cafe, Millie Lanes, the list goes on.
Kimberley Library is a perfect place to study, with thousands of books and hundreds of computers. Students have 24/7 access to this place for the whole year.
One of the real highlights to the DMU campus is the VJ Patel building. Home to all the art and design students, it really is a hub of creativity. The campus has been transformed into an area where students can socialise, relax and enjoy university life.
There are so many buildings at DMU campus where different courses are meant to study. But as we are media production students, let's show you around the Queen's building.
So this is typically where we would spend most of our time as media production students. The facilities here are just amazing. Let me show you. So, the magic really happens down this corridor. One of my modules is radio production, and in this we have this amazing space where we can record interviews and actually broadcast live onto Demon FM. Editing is probably the biggest part of my life at university, so I spend most of my time sat here working on videos. Throughout the past few years that I've been at university, I've been in so many of these labs that are down this corridor, and yet there are still so many I haven't been to, including the music recording studio, which I really want to have a go at because I play a few instruments, so I've got to get in there sometime soon. So another one of my modules is TV production, where we come into this studio with a green screen too and we record TV as alive, which is fantastic fun.
So, that's all we got for you today. We hope you enjoyed it and see you at DMU.
Hi, hello everyone. Good evening, good afternoon. Myself Ahsanullah. I'm working as a manager at EN Global Education Limited. Today we're going to have a Facebook live session with Montfort Universities, and we're going to talk about the university history, the location, the scholarship, the entry requirements, and if any students have any queries, we're going to give all the question and answer session. And today there will be Regional Manager Joseph Agarwal will join with us today. So we hope to have a fantastic live session today with Montfort University. So he is with us, the Joseph Agar, and he's a country manager for Bangladesh and South Asia, and he's going to have a live session with us. Going to answer. He's going to talk about the universities, the location, accommodation, scholarship, everything. And he's going to give all the question and answer session directly to the universities. Hi, Joseph. It's really nice to see you here with us today.
Hey, Hassan, I hope you're okay, and thanks for the kind introduction. Just to clarify, I'm actually one of the country managers for Bangladesh, so I'm more than happy to be here with you and the team at EN Global Education today, and hopefully we can discuss some key topics that could really help your students.
All right. Just to begin with, we're just showing the little bit video about the university. So, just to begin with, can you just give me a little bit about university history, the Leicester city, the location, sometimes students are looking for I'm going to have a Birmingham. So is there any university near to Birmingham? Okay, the Montfort really
Yeah.
Leicester is really close to Birmingham. So can you give me some little bit idea about the location, about the university?
Yeah, most definitely. So last year we actually celebrated our 150th anniversary, and we were founded as an art school in 1880, and still to this
All
day,
right.
that's pretty much core as to what we do. So we're still big on art and design, and we're very proud of that. And if we want to talk about, let's say the city of Leicester, we could be talking about that for the whole session today. So Leicester is a very good city. I'm from Leicester myself. And
All right.
as I've grown up, I've actually seen Leicester become better and better and better. So it's a really nice place to live in now. With the obviously the football club Leicester City doing really well. Winning the FA Cup recently.
Yeah.
And it's a really nice place. It's a central location. It's really affordable as well for students, and it's let's say the accommodation is close to the campus. We're right next to town, so I guess in terms of student experience, it's really great because it's built for high performance. It's built for top quality studies. You can really focus on your studies here, and also enjoy the leisure activities with your friends.
Okay, so that the one talk about the location, some student they want to stay. Okay, I have some relatives in Birmingham, so if they any investor, so can you please tell me, how close to Leicester, to any nearest big cities like London, Birmingham, how long it
Yeah,
takes to
definitely.
travel to?
Yeah, so sorry to interrupt. So basically, from Leicester to London, it takes about an hour and 10 minutes on the train. To Birmingham, it takes about 40 minutes, and Nottingham around the same time, 40 to 50 minutes. We're also an hour away from Sheffield, so we're very centrally located. We have the East Midlands Airport as well in Leicestershire. So obviously, if your students ever wanted to go on Europe trips to Europe during their spare time, that could be really great for them. And yeah, it's a really nice location. It's a lot more affordable as well than London. So I guess for students that are mindful of the let's say cost, your money can still go far in Leicester, and you can still have a good time. And I guess coinciding with the post-study work visa, now that's really good news, and that could be a good option for you once you graduate to stay in Leicester and base yourself there maybe.
Okay, since we're talking about the PSW, okay, so is it possible for the student, okay, to study at Montfort University and look for work placement inside Leicester, or student need to travel to the big cities, sometimes it happens like some of the small town, okay, so student they're really worried about, okay, after finishing the course maybe I have to travel to London, Manchester,
Mm.
so it's very much possible to look for placement inside Leicester, right?
100%, yeah. So there's a lot of opportunities that are happening in the city right now, and we also have the Next clothing company. Their head office is actually based in Leicester.
All right,
So
that's good.
there's plenty of opportunities there in any department really. There's thousands of people that work there. We have the Boots head office that's near to Leicester as well, and there's lots of other, let's say, smaller to medium companies based in Leicester that are now a lot more open to getting international students to work for them, because you've got to think now, because of what's happened recently, obviously with COVID and Brexit as well, companies now are trying to look a lot more
Definitely.
wider afield, and we've got to play to our strengths in the UK because we have a big South Asian population. It's especially in Leicester, it's a really great environment for your students because they're going to have a good setup. They're going to have a home away from home. We have a lot of mosques in the city of Leicester. We have a
All
multi-faith
right, that's
prayer
good.
room as well. So that's a really nice environment for students.
Just since you're talking, like, so that means the student from Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, the majority of the from Bangladesh is Muslim, right? So if they go to Leicester, the mosques are available, halal foods are available, so they feel like homely. Everything is near, right?
100%, yeah. So
Uh,
I myself, like I said, I've grew up in Leicester, and I've kind of, it's been a great experience because of course how diverse and multicultural the population is here, and I guess that as well is fruitful for your students because they're going to be exposed to people from all walks of life, and we all kind of, at the best of times, live harmoniously, especially when Leicester City are winning football matches. So
yeah,
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 that's
yeah.
positive.
So there's a lot of activities going on in Leicester, so that means one student is really very much possible to get the part-time work, while studying, right?
Yeah, yeah, they can. So of course it's up to 20 hours a week, and there are lots of opportunities. I guess it's just for students, just some kind of advice is just to really be proactive with looking for jobs. Just kind of have a look at any angle. Look for online jobs, look for jobs within the hospitality sector and so on. Because as of right now, there's really big demand for the hospitality sector and for workers there. So there are opportunities.
Okay, so the pretty much knows the cities about Leicester. So what I've come to know is like like the communication is really good. From between all the major cities. Like as you have mentioned, it takes about 1 hour to go to London. As about 40 minutes from Birmingham. Okay, so the all the major cities is not too far from Leicester, right? And if student wants to, they're gonna get everything inside the Leicester. The accommodation is available. The living cost is very low. Okay, and the big the Asian community, South Asian community is available. So it's like this is a perfect city for one for Bangladeshi student, right?
It is, of course, exactly. Like it's a really good option for Bangladeshi students. And I guess with the new post-study work visa, you can spend the 1 year studying here for let's say postgraduate, and of course you can base yourself in Leicester and build on those connections that you may have made since you were here, and really just keep a positive mindset. We're really looking forward to things now that the COVID situation has improved dramatically here in the UK as of late. So as of this Monday, students returned to in-class teaching.
All right, that's good.
So that's really positive. So that students, of course, will need to wear masks. They'll need to download a COVID-19 app.
Definitely.
So all of those kind of things there. So we're adapting to the, let's say, new normal. But hopefully that reassures any students that are watching right now that you will have in-class, face-to-face classes, which is amazing news. And we're hoping that as things develop, it does continue to improve for all of us worldwide.
Yeah, since you're talking about COVID-19, the like it's for one our student. I know the student are watching us. Like since the pandemic started, since last September, last January, student were in dilemma. Okay, whether the university gonna give me the cast letter, or they're gonna told us everything will be online. Even though the university issued cast letter, and eventually student gone to UK, but obviously they had to go to online classes, right? So since you are just raised and student going back to the campus, so that means hopefully from this September everything will be face to face, right? What do you think?
I personally believe so, and we're very confident of that. And I guess this kind of period gives the whole sector really a kind of trial period. It gives us a chance to work out what's going well and what isn't going so well, and we're very confident that no matter what happens, we can adapt to the situation. At DMU,
Definitely.
we have a lot of space. So with that space, we can kind of improvise. We can set up, other things. But yeah, we're very confident that things will. Well, they are looking up, and we're confident that students will be here and they'll be having a good time in September.
And like I think if I'm not wrong, like the UK government, they made an announcement maybe from June 12th, everything will be open, right? All the restriction will be taken over, right? Is it true?
So as of right now, the baseline is June the 21st. So that's for
June
everything to
21st.
be relaxed, but that has to be assessed
Definitely.
in a few weeks. So we've just got to kind of work out how this Monday restaurants were reopened, and people can meet up in groups of at least 30 now. So that's positive, but we've just got to see how things go from now until then to see whether we can then open on a more wider scale.
Yeah, so this is really good news for our student. I know, if students are watching us, so I just want to make sure, like as you have just confirmed us, the situation is getting better and better in the UK, and all the universities, they are looking forward to seeing student on campus. Hopefully, we are going to have a very very the good days coming up for September session. Okay, hopefully the student do not need to do everything online. Okay, and as you have mentioned, things are getting better. So this is really good news for the student. Okay, because I know the students sometimes I say like I know the UK university, they provide lots of facilities on campus compared to Bangladesh university, like the accommodation facilities, the library facility, 24 hours library facility, and the laboratory facilities. They have different kind of student unions, different kind of student activities going on. Student really excited about this kind of facilities the university provide apart from their lectures, right? So hopefully the student going to get the benefit from this September, since everything is going to open day by day. Okay.
Yeah, 100%. In the city of Leicester, there are plenty of leisure activities for you to take part in. We've got good connections to the local sporting clubs, so Leicester City Football Club, Leicester Tigers, Leicestershire County Cricket, hockey team, and the basketball team. So there's some really positive outcomes there. I guess as well, there's plenty of options for you to have the finest coffee in Leicester, and also hang out with your friends. To have some food and whatnot.
Okay, we had enough talking about Leicester cities and the other situation. Now talk about the Montfort University. Okay, so why student go to Montfort University particularly? Okay, why can you tell me some points, like these are the points students should choose Montfort University? It could be like their ranking, their teaching quality, the affordable tuition fees. Can you please tell us about our student why they choose Montfort University?
Yeah, 100%. So first of all, we're a TEF Gold ranked university, which we were awarded in 2017 by the UK government. And coinciding with this, 97.3% of our students are either in full-time employment or continued studies 6 months after graduation. So that there is really significant, because it not only shows that we prepare all of our students to not only have a good degree, but also gain those skills necessary to prepare you for life. It shows that we do encourage our students to be commercially driven. Employment, make sure that their employment prospects are really positive. Another good thing about De Montfort is that we have a city centre campus, and each building is pretty much within walking distance. So I guess, compared to other universities, you might have to walk from one building to another, which could take 30 to 40 minutes. But here at De Montfort University, you can literally walk from, let's say, the art and design faculty to the computing and engineering faculty within 2 minutes. So there's some positive outcomes there as well. We've spent approximately 156 million pounds in recent years renovating the campus to make sure that it is of top quality. So that's the point there, and yeah, some really positive outcomes for your students if they were to come here and study.
Yeah, that's really nice point you have mentioned, because the graduate employability, and I know I have been working in this industry for quite a long times. I know the graduate employment 97% is really high. One of the high in the UK universities. I think in the UK, in the average employment rate is around 90%, right? So Montfort University is 97%, really high. That means the student, they're going to get the use the PSW option, right? So the 97% employability means after graduation, students have more chances to get a good job, right? So this is one of the really good point to choose Montfort University. And not to mention, they have Montfort University, they have gold rated university in terms of teaching quality. So there is no doubt student going to get the world class teaching, right? And since you have mentioned the city-based campus, that means it's very easy. I know some university, like their campus is not city-based, maybe it's outside the city. It takes about 15-20 minutes to come to the city. So the city-based campus, that means everything is near. Students do not need to worry about go to city for anything else, right?
Yeah, 100%. So basically, we're in the pretty much in the city centre of Leicester. We're a 5-minute walk away from the huge High Cross shopping centre, and with the High Cross shopping centre, we have an array of clothing shops, restaurants, bars. We've got a crazy golf centre now. We've got a climbing wall as well, and we also have a big bowling alley complex. So there's a lot happening in the city. There's a lot of options for your students, and plenty of opportunities for them to enjoy the entertainment in the city of Leicester.
Okay. I know, few of our question and few of our student asked me, like, before the session, that could you ask, like, that due to the pandemic situation, like the lockdown is going on in Bangladesh. So the IELTS exam has been suspended, okay, until further notice. So what are the options available for the student? I know Montfort University, they have a internal English test, system, okay. So can you please explain a bit more about the English test, okay? I think it's one of the options student really looking forward to, if
Yeah.
they
So
cannot do the IELTS exam.
Yeah, that's a really good point. We at the Montfort University have an online English test, which is UKVI accredited, and it's very similar to, of course, IELTS because we have the four components. But it's split into 2 days. So day one, the students will do the reading and writing, and then day two, there'll be a combined speaking and listening test. And I guess crucially for students to take this test, they need to, number one, apply to the Montfort University, and of course get a student number, and then we can book them in for the test. And yeah, hopefully, once the student passes the test, that we can use that for their offer letter and for their CAS, which is really good news. It's free of charge as well.
Okay, so the thing is like the student need to apply or get the student ID number, right? So in order to sit for the English test.
Yeah,
And
100%.
can you give me some idea, like how long this gonna take, like 2 hours, 3 hours, so the student can get an idea?
Yeah, definitely. So the writing will be an hour and 15 minutes. The reading will be 1 hour, and the combined speaking and listening test will be around 20 to 25 minutes. And what I would crucially recommend is that for any students that are considering studying at Montfort University right now, you need to apply as soon as you can. So obviously, as things are starting to improve, as you'd imagine, we are becoming inundated. Our admissions are doing a great job in processing offer letters and so on. But we just need to be mindful that as time goes by, it's going to become a little bit more challenging to kind of process things as quickly as we are right now. So please just take it into consideration. Do contact EM Global Education, and they'll help you move your applications forward further. But you need to be mindful that you need to be really proactive, so we can first of all get you onto the system, and then we can book you in for the English test.
Yeah, this is really nice point you have just mentioned. I'm also repeating the same thing as you have mentioned for all our students. Get in touch with us if you really want to sit for English test as an alternative or IELTS exam. So get in touch with us as soon as possible, so that the Joseph can help us to book you in the list. Okay, so that you can get an option to do the English test. Okay, I think this is one of the really good option. And regarding one more thing, like the another queries regarding from student, like what are the scholarship we are going to have. I know the scholarship student really looking for some university, they provide this amount of scholarship. So what are the scholarship option for Montfort University student for Bangladesh, and what are the requirement for the scholarships?
Okay, that's a really good point, and thank you for raising that. So the main let's say two scholarships are, number one, the early deposit discount of £500, and then you also have the £1,500 international scholarship. So the deadline for the early deposit discount, it's coming up quite soon. But what we would just advise is that as soon as you, let's say, pass your credibility interview, you then pay your deposit. We would highly encourage that you pay 50%, because you need to do that anyway before you register. But we now, once you get an offer letter, you can book in for a credibility interview without having to make the deposit payment. And then once you hopefully pass that credibility interview, we can then request the deposit payment, and then you'll get the hopefully the two scholarships. So just to be mindful that the £1,500 scholarship is on a first come first serve. So it's even more incentive for you to be proactive with your application, and just be mindful of that it's a first come first serve. So it's in your best interest to really consider that. We have other scholarships as well. So we have the Global MBA scholarship. So this is, we have a very limited number available for this particular scholarship. So again, it's of the essence that you apply kind of as soon as possible. And for that, you actually have to submit an extra motivational letter. We also do have, the Global MBA scholarship is £2,500. We've got the sports scholarship as well. So if there are any, let's say, budding sports enthusiasts watching this session right now, you could potentially get £4,000 off your tuition fee, and then £2,000 towards your equipment and so on. So that's the point there. And yeah, there's the postgraduate taught merit scholarship as well. That's £2,500. And we've got the sustainability scholarship of £4,000. So there's lots of options for students. So what I would just advise, if you do want, let's say, more kind of concrete information about this, please do contact Hassan and Imran and their team at EM Global Education, they can help you move this forward further.
Yeah, that's really nice to see all the scholarship opportunity from you. So this is for a student, like you see, there's a lots of scholarship opportunity. Like there's a 1,500 scholarship, first come first serve, as you have just mentioned. The obviously, if student want to more scholarship, there's like the merit space scholarship, the global MBA scholarship. Just one thing I need to confirm you from you, like the global MBA scholarship is on top of the 1,500 or it's a separate scholarship.
That's a really good point, and thanks for raising that. So basically, it's separate. It's not on top. So they can either have one or the other. They can't have both.
Okay, I have a question from the one of the student, like the like they don't talking about the research work, about their contribution regarding research work. I think you can see the student comment, right?
Yeah, I can see that there. Yeah. Okay, so that's really good. So they've raised a question now about our research, and that's a really I like that question, and we're very much focused on research at De Montfort University, and we've got a real drive at the moment to really encourage any potential research students to apply. So if you would again like to apply for a research degree, please do consult with EN Global Education. They can guide you further towards the finer details. We're doing a lot of work within, let's say, the health and life science faculty, as you'd imagine right now with COVID. There's a lot of work with the nurses and biomedical science students as well. And then there's also a lot of research going in to the computing engineering faculty, sorry. So basically, according to Shanghai World Rankings 2020, DMU was actually voted in the top 1% in terms of research citations. So that is significant.
Really
That's really positive, and I guess that hopefully shows to anybody watching right now that you're not only going to have a very research focused degree, but you're also going to be taught by the best academics in the field.
Okay, since you're talking about the university research, one of the question just came into my mind. Sometimes student asks about, okay, can you please tell me, like, which university they are based at textile or computing? I know the De Montfort University, they're really good at textile engineering. Okay, they have lots of subject related. So can you please tell us what are the subject De Montfort University at best? Okay,
Yeah, I think it's important to kind of cover that we're quite as a university, we're an all-rounder. A lot of our courses are really strong for all faculties, to be honest. But if you kind of some of the top courses, you've got the likes of Global MBA, which is an entry-level MBA, and students don't necessarily need to have experience. So that's really good. It's an entry-level master's course. We also have Cybersecurity and Cyber Technology, MSc, which were only recently accredited by the UK government. So that is an incredible accolade, and it's something that we're really proud of, because of course there's probably no better place in the UK to be studying those two degrees than at De Montfort University. In addition to this, we've been teaching pharmacy at De Montfort for over 100 years, way before our time, Sahan and the students watching.
Definitely.
But so that kind of shows you where our expertise is. We've got a lot of art and design courses as well. We were founded in 1880 as an art school, and the fact we've spent 58 million on our VJ Patel building, which is where we teach the likes of textiles, ceramics, fashion and management, fashion buying as well. So there's a lot of courses that could be interesting for your students. Within the art and design faculty, we also have a kind of combination of fashion and business courses. So it focuses on the business side of fashion, not the making side. So if you have any kind of business-minded students watching this session right now who also have, let's say, a passion for fashion, let's say, that could be a good course or course offering for them to consider.
Yeah, definitely, because that in Bangladesh, there's a lot of students, they are they're doing in textile. The Bangladesh, it's like like after China, okay, so one of the second country, in terms of RMG sector, okay, ready-made garments export country, okay. So there's a lot of students, they studies textile, they're doing work in textiles, there's a lot of, the world-renowned brand, they have, regional office in Bangladesh. So just I need to, I'm just clarifying for our student, if you want to study, textile related subject, Montfort University, they have a MS in textile engineering, they have a fashion management, okay, for our student. It's really good at this kind of subject. Also, that the global MBAs, the MBA is one of the really popular course for Bangladeshi student. But the student can really, study this kind of subject. Like in addition to this, can you please, tell us a little bit about, the like placement option, like those courses comes with 1 year placement, these are the courses student really looking to study. So which are the courses they provide 1 year placement for them for invest, especially for master's course?
Yeah, so maybe for the master's course, I'll go on to that in a second. But in terms of the undergraduate courses, we do actually have the option for students to take a placement year. So we have a placement department for the whole university, and that there are teams throughout the school itself. But only recently, the placement department was voted the best in the UK, which is incredible. It really shows how dedicated our staff members are, how committed they are to supporting students to really drive forward with themselves and their career. So we have the placement team support students with their CVs, preparation for interview, assessment centres, and so on. So that really helps to not only build them as a person, but also help for their for future prospects. But then, in terms of postgraduate, just to be really clear, there aren't really any, let's say, postgraduate placement options anymore. Because I guess with the post-study work visa, there isn't really a need for that, because that placement post-study work visa pretty much guarantees students 2 years unsponsored work. So basically, but what we do have with our postgraduate courses is a very strong focus on encouraging students to be independent-minded. So we have, for example, in the business faculty, students can take individual-led projects such as the executive company project. And this is basically where we pair up a local or national company with one of our students, and they'll work together over a 3-month period. Maybe the company will say to the student, okay, I want you to create an e-commerce website for me, or I want you to do some data analysis for me, and so on. They'll work together over that period. It'll count towards their final grade because it's worth 60 credits. It gives them real life experience of working in the UK. And who knows, after they graduate, they might continue working with that.
Definitely. Okay. We got to know, just, since, that as you have mentioned earlier, time is running away. Okay. So can you give me just briefly an idea, like, does the university already started issuing CAS letter? Since just new law, the university can issue CAS letter before 6 months course started, right? So if any student wants to apply as soon as possible, it is very much possible, right? So if they have an unconditional offer letter, they made the credibility test, then the student can issue, the university can issue CAS letter, right? Or is there any deadline for CAS this intake? So can you give me some idea about for our students?
Yeah, definitely. So some really positive news as well is that our admissions team have started issuing CASs. So that's really positive. And I guess by the time you apply and get your credibility interview, you'll be able to have your CAS way in advance. So yeah, that's really good news. What we would just advise students who are watching right now is to really manage your expectations, because of course last year kind of turned our world upside down.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to be mindful of that, because same with our admissions team, that they are really good. They have a lot of applications to process, and DMU is a very popular option. But with working from home for all of us at the university, it can be quite challenging. But hopefully as we start to return to the office, that could help all of us as well at some point.
And regarding the credibility interview, okay. So can you give some idea for our student, what can be the credibility interview? Sometimes student like, what could be the interview? I know, like, is there any like anything to worry about for the student regarding the credibility interview?
I just advise, of course, first and foremost, contacting, Ian Global
Definitely,
Education,
definitely.
have a breakdown with the counselling team. But then what I would also say is that you need to kind of cover all areas. So you'll be asked questions about De Montfort, you'll be asked questions about Leicester. So just do your research, prepare for the interview so that you are ready. Because you only get one shot at this interview, and we really want you to pass, so that we can then move forward with the CAS.
Yes, just to, and let me confirm for all the students, there's no need to worry about the credibility interview. We are here for you to give you all the guidelines necessary. So there is no need to worry about the credibility interview. You just need to know about the university, about the course, about the city, why you want to study in the UK. Everything we're going to provide you all the information regarding the interview. So just I have a follow-up question. We whenever talk about the interview, there's a question about the personal statement or statement of purpose. A lot of time the student asks us what could be the personal statement, what the university really want to know from me about the personal statement. Since this is the one big time you're talking to the student, or student can watch you directly, so can you give some idea for our student regarding the personal statement?
Yeah, 100%. So basically, the personal statement is vital for your application. It's really crucial for you to show to the university who you are and what skills you have. So what have you studied previously? Why are you interested in your particular course? What you want to do when you graduate? Yeah, just those areas. Just make sure it's detailed. So maybe 2 pages of A4. Of course, maybe the size of the font 11 as well. But yeah, just make sure that you really show who you are. Show who you are as a person, what you've done in the past. That's kind of that you're proud of. And also, that's what I would recommend there. And of course, as well, for the help of EN Global, they can help you kind of fine tune the personal statement.
All right. Yeah, this is just pretty much like student need to be show the motivation, okay? Like very student own word, why he or she wants to study this subject.
Mm.
Like what she like. I'm just just adding on top of you, like student need to show like what he or she can achieve from this course and how this course can help you in future career goal. Okay, so this is really, I think, the student university is looking forward to see from a student, right, regarding the personal statement.
Yeah, 100%. That's definitely what we're looking for. Just make sure that you really do get across why you want to study the course, because sometimes the personal statement does need to be referred on to faculty as well. So once it is received by the program leader, they would need to assess it further.
All right, that's really good. Oh, no, this is really nice. Regarding the application procedure, I know that, like, application procedure is pretty much same thing, just, I want to, clarify for our student, like, as the Joseph is already mentioned, time is running out. So you need to make an application as early as possible. So give us all the documents so that, we can apply on behalf of you. So can you give some idea for our student what are the documents they need? Okay, I know that we're gonna tell them student, just student want to hear from you, like what are the documents they need in order to make a one and the full complete application.
Yeah, 100%. So basically, they'd need number one, a CV. This is quite useful because it shows a timeline of what you've been doing, and what your hobbies and interests are as well. So that gives us an indication as to what sort of person you are. Passport copy, English language evidence if you have it. Of course, qualifications, including certificate and transcript, a personal statement as well. And some really positive news: we have waived the reference requirement for the 21/22 cycle. So that's really positive, and that should really help any prospective students that want to come in and study at De Montfort.
All right, the sometimes student comes like they have completed like the bachelor degree like 4 5 years ago, 6 years ago, but after that they have been doing the job in the related industry. Okay, so is there any issue regarding the gaps? Okay.
So what I would just advise is that our study gaps for postgraduate, from high school to undergraduate is 2 years maximum, and then from undergraduate to postgraduate, it's a maximum of 5 years. So that's what I would just recommend there for any students that are thinking of studying here at De Montfort.
All right. Okay, and I we got to know all everything. That's going back to the COVID-19. The one of the like like in the Bangladesh, they are in the red list due to the COVID-19 situation. Okay, because sometimes the student they get confused. they think the Bangladesh is banned for to enter in the UK. So this is we have been telling the student this is the situation. Can UK government can taken out anytime. Okay, since the COVID-19 situation get better in Bangladesh, so there will be no red list for Bangladesh. So can you just confirm our student? Okay, there is no restriction to enter in the UK for Bangladeshi student.
So there's no, of course, with the red list right now, we would need to follow government guidelines, but hopefully, as things start to improve for all of us globally, that might be reassessed before then. But yeah, we just need to kind of monitor the situation. And what I would just advise right now is to control the controllables. You apply to the Montfort University as soon as you can, and then we'll get the offer letter, we'll prepare the credibility interview, so that when we do get to the stage for you to come here, hopefully then things will look a little bit clearer, and we can work out what we can do then.
So there is nothing to worry about. It's not related to getting the visa or not getting visa, right? It's totally related to the COVID-19 situation. It's not going to affect on student getting visa, right?
100%, yes. That does not affect anything to do with their visa. So that's positive news for all of our students. And I guess with the credibility interview that we're doing before your UKVI interview, that will prepare you in advance and make sure that you're ready for when you attend the interview.
And the one thing I have missed, like sometimes student comes like they have siblings, they want to study together. Okay, like so in that case, so is there Montfort University they give some additional scholarship for siblings? I know some university does. Okay.
No, we don't offer any scholarships for siblings. I'm afraid.
But since you have lots of scholarship opportunity available, I think student need not to worry about the sibling scholarship anymore. Okay, since we have like.
Of course, in that sense, but what I would just recommend is that, of course, there's not an unlimited amount of scholarship. So it is in your best interests that you apply it as soon as you can. And I guess if you do decide to come here and study with your sibling, that could really help you settle into the lifestyle here in Leicester a little bit easier and whatnot.
That's really nice. And one more thing, regarding the like, sometimes student comes to us like, see, that regarding the entry requirements. Okay, I know that sometimes there is some student they get really close. Like say for example, for her, for undergraduate, courses, Bangladesh entry required maybe for an example 4.5 in higher secondary GPA, right? Some students they get 4.45, right? They get really close to the the entry requirement. In that case, can you accept the student?
So,
Like
so for
if they fall,
undergraduate, sorry, Hassan, go ahead. Sorry.
no, it's all right, sir.
Sorry, I was just going to say with the undergraduate requirement, students do need to have a minimum 5 out of 5 in their GPA. So that there's no flexibility with that. But I guess if the students have already studied 1 year in Bangladesh already, we can consider those individuals for direct entry for the undergraduate courses.
So in that case, if any student studied like their 1 year or 2 years in Bangladesh University, in that case, will you consider the student on the basis of their intermediate GPA? They still need to have a GPA 5?
So no, so basically if they've already, the undergraduate first and second year would surpass the requirement for HSC. So we would take the most recent qualification.
So in that case, what are the requirements you were looking for, like undergraduate degree first year?
That's a really good question. I guess for those cases, what we would do is judge them on a case-by-case basis. So if you have any students in that situation, please do send their documents onto me, and I can assess it further with the team, and we can establish whether we can move it forward for you all.
Definitely. And for the post-graduation entry requirements, can you just confirm for our student? I know the student going to hear from you like.
Yeah, so for postgraduate study, the requirement for let's say a good recognised university in Bangladesh is a minimum 60% or GPA 3 out of 4. Of course, that needs to be a 4-year bachelor's degree. And let's say if you studied at the BUET, you would need a 4-year bachelor's degree with a minimum 55% or GPA 2.75 out of 4.
Okay. Here is a question like, in Bangladesh, as you may be aware of already, there's a 3-year bachelor degree in Bangladesh available, okay, from National University. So if any student completed a 3 years bachelor degree, then they complete a master degree here in Bangladesh, will you accept the student?
We're not explicitly kind of that there is again more so of a case by case. So if you ever do come across any students such as that, please do send me some correspondence and we can look into it a little bit further for you as a team.
Definitely, definitely. I think we have pretty much covered so a lot of information. We have known about Leicester City, Montfort University. Can we blast that briefly, like the for all our students in general, why they want to study in the UK? I know there's a lots of other English-speaking country like Canada, Australia, USA. So why they want to study in the UK in general? In
I think
compared to Canada, Australia, and USA.
I think to be honest, why would in terms of that question, there's a lot of reasons why. The UK is so diverse. It's there's a lot going on. There's a lot of culture. There's a lot of things that we can learn from each other that can really help the world and the students' experience as well. So things are starting to really improve on the COVID front in the UK as well. And yeah, there's good prospects for students for post-study work visa. And the environment in the UK. Let's say, for example, if you were to compare the UK to America or Canada, compared to those two countries, it's a lot easier to travel from one city to another. So it's just a lot more convenient. Things are a lot neater in that sense as well. And there's a real kind of positivity starting to pick up again now. There's good prospects going forward. There's the HS2 development, which is going to really connect the south of the UK to the north. So that's what we're really excited about that, and that could be a good option for your students watching this session right now.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I know, like, I want to add some few points on top of you. Like, the UK is a good value for money. Like the same course, and then if they want to study in the Canada or US or Australia, it could be more expensive. Like they can do the same course maybe in the higher ranking university in the UK in lower amount of tuition fees. So it's really good value for money studying in the UK. On top of that, as you have mentioned, it's a diverse country. They have a longer history. In terms of weather, for Bangladeshi student, the UK is not too cold or too hot. I know some Canada, there's extreme weather. Like from our country, the tropical weather is it's hard to adjust there. So I think there's a more reason to study in the UK. And regarding like I know you'll be always available for our student, okay? So in terms of any queries we have in future, and like I really want to tell all our students to apply Montfort University as soon as possible, because this is really one of the good university in the UK. They have a longer history, as you have just mentioned. Montfort University, they are doing pharmacy courses like about 100 years, right?
Yeah, for over 100 years now. So we're very happy about that. We're offering M.Pharm at the undergraduate level. We're offering pharmaceutical biotechnology, MSc, pharmaceutical quality by design, and pharmaceutical cosmetics. So there's lots of options for students. But crucially, with those three courses, postgraduate courses, there's limited spaces. So if there are any students interested, please do apply as soon as you can. There are some really positive outcomes as well. We also have nutrition, BSc, we've got health psychology, MSc within the health and life science faculty. So there's a lot of options for you to consider.
So like I know that there's a lot of students they study like in Bangladesh like chemistry, okay? So after chemistry they want to study like the one of the popular course like pharmaceutical chemistry, MSc in pharmaceutical chemistry. So is it available the for student if they complete chemistry in Bangladesh, they can do one of your pharmaceutical MSc from Montfort University?
There could be a possibility. It's definitely something we will look into. Once we get the file, we'll consult with the faculty and we'll establish whether we can move it forward. So yeah, it's definitely something we can consider.
All right, that's great. Is there anything else you want to say for our student, like about Montfort University? I know maybe in future we're gonna have another session just for into the why they choose Montfort. I know this is really one of the good university in the UK in terms of tuition fees, in terms of teaching quality. As you have mentioned, we have talked about employability rate, at the beginning of our session. In terms of location, living cost, all the big cities, not too far from Montfort, Leicester. So is there anything else to share for our student regarding Montfort University?
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, just generally, the Montfort University is very much an inclusive university. You know, we accept anybody from any background. You can have a really good experience here, a very international experience, which is really going to help lay the foundations for you in your future career. So that's really positive. And I guess with De Montfort, it's a very strong university for you as well to gain new skills, and then in the city of Leicester to then go on and you know, enjoy a new experience, because there's a real good vibe in the city right now, and we're really excited as to what's going to happen in the next few years. And we'd like to, of course, invite you and welcome everybody, you know, who would, of course, like to apply. So yeah, that's the point I wanted to make there. As well, if you are considering applying to the Montfort University, please do consult with EN Global Education. They'll help you move forward with the application, and their counselling team will guide you further and help you with any queries that you may have. Please just keep at the forefront of your mind that we're getting busier and busier now. So our admissions team are doing a great job, but the fact is that with things getting busier, you just need to manage your expectations that it could take a little bit longer to process things. But I just wanted to make that note there.
Definitely. Really, you know, this is the same thing, you know, I want to repeat for our student, like, you know, get in touch with us, okay, as soon as possible, because things are getting busier and busier for, you know, for the university, for us, because there's a, you know, after getting the offer letter, there's a lot of steps going on, like, you know, the credibility interview, student need to do the, you know, the medical test, they need to prepare for all the documents, they need to prepare for the maintenance amount for visa application. Eventually the lot of, you know, the work, you know, coming after, you know, student making the payment. So, you know, the sooner they're going to start their preparation, it's better, okay, to get the visa and eventually fly to the UK, right?
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I would just advise there, echoing your points. The sooner that you get on with things, the way you can process it sooner as well. So just be really proactive. Just keep that at the forefront of your mind. And if you are considering applying, please do so as soon as you can.
Yes, and as well, you know, I really want to mention one of at the last one point, like Montfort University is one of the university, like, you know, the inside the city. That means they have a good connection with all the big industries, right? So it's really convenient for the students. So get the degree from the university, and, you know, get in touch with the, you know, industry. You know, just, you know, the near the university, because inside the universities they're gonna go to the companies, get in touch with them there every day, okay, maybe the sometimes, you know, the even the university, the career team, they're gonna organize like career fair, okay, the workshop with the nearest industry. So it's really, you know, convenient university for student to, you know, get a degree there, and take the advantage of the PSW option and get a job, you know, from one of the, you know, the company in the UK, right?
100%. And just to kind of add to your point there, is that our lecturers and you know, academics are very commercially driven. They have lots of experience in the industry. Some of the lecturers, sorry, have worked in industry for, you know, 15 to 20 years and have lots of connections. So they can help you build on that, you know, just kind of build that relationship with the program leader, and they can help you and support you, you know, with any kind of correspondence there. So we have some very strong academics and program leaders that are really good at what they do, and can really help you as well move forward with your future career.
And in terms of scholarship, as we have already covered today, like Montfort University, they're going to offer a lot of scholarship, like they are, you know, the early bird scholarship. They have a £4,000 merit-based scholarship. So if you want to, our student want to, you know, they get the avail for the scholarship, you need to apply as soon as possible, okay, and make your application. And we are here at the EN Global Education. We're gonna support with everything, okay, you know, preparing your documents, you know, getting give you helps, guidelines to, you know, write to cover letter, everything, so that you can get some maximum scholarship from the university, right?
Yeah. So just apply as soon as you can. Be proactive, like we've said, and please do contact EN Global Education. They can help you move forward with your application process.
Yeah, I think, you know, we have really at the end of our session today. I think it's really, you know, nice to see you. A lot of things we have heard from you about the Montfort University, about the city, about the location. I'm like, you know, almost feeling like I'm at Leicester. Okay, so much information I got from you today. Okay, so, you know, this is really nice to see you. I hopefully we're gonna arrange another session very soon with all our students. I know a lot of students, they have applied, you know, they're taking preparation due to the current lockdown in Bangladesh. You know, the students are, you know, like just now getting ready, doing PPP. I think hopefully very soon, you're gonna see like the student numbers growing up for Montfort University. Is there anything about you want to say for our student?
Yeah, definitely. I'd just like to say thank you for watching today's session with, of course, Brother Hassan. And if you, let's say, would like more information about how you can move things forward, please do contact him and Imran and their team at EN Global Education. And just before we end the session, I wish you and your families, all of the best health right now. You're in my thoughts and prayers, and we'll look forward to speaking to you soon then.
Thank you so much, for your time, and all the lovely session for us today. And hopefully we're gonna have a session very soon with you, and we'll be in touch with you, and definitely through the emails, okay? And get you all the information if you need again. All right.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Take care. Bye. Bye.
Hello. Are you looking to study in the UK? Then we have exciting news for you. We are here to assist you in every step to complete your journey to study in the UK, to find out the right universities, right course selection, free assessment and eligibility check, guidance in writing appropriate personal statement, guaranteed scholarship arrangements, arrange work placement with your course, embassy interview, preparation, and visa application. The good thing is, all these services are free of cost. We do not have any service charge or file opening costs before or after your application. And we are proud to work with over 97.5% success rate over the years. So get in touch with us and make your dreams come true. Contact with EN Global Education Limited. Mobile 01704 099 457 or 017 305 99332.